Hello there. This is Cindy at cindybdesigns.com. Thank you for joining me today. The card on the left is my sample, and this is what we will be making today for our clean and simple card. I've been featuring Cup of Christmas all week. I have Christmas burnout and decided to take this Valentine's Day a little bit just to show you what you can do with your stash in your stamp sets. So that's the stamp set, Cup of Christmas. Those are the dies, and we're going to be going over those images a little bit later, especially the coffee cups. I'm bringing in Parcels and Petals for my sentiment. I had very vanilla thick there, a stitch shapes large circle die, the largest one. Stitch behind that little heart die. Neutrals 6x6 DSP in the Scripty, Macaron, High Seas, Early Espresso. Then I have a detailed trio punch to the right, Versamark and Soft Seafoam ink. And we are going to get started here pretty soon. So the Cup of Christmas, the left side, dark images, the right side, the gray, you just flip it over. They're reversible stamps. Now this is new packaging that's coming out and is gonna get rid of those acetate sheets with that thin backer on the back. And I noticed this when I was putting it together to where you can get rid of that all the way, which I find a drag to do. And this kind of storage, same storage, they're just eliminating plastic, which is good for the environment. So look for that in the spring coming up, which I'll be featuring in about 3 or so weeks. So new reversible stamps, and I'm going to show you how they work. I'm pulling in a piece of very vanilla thick cardstock, and I messed up stamping, so I had to chop that down. And I'm going to ink that up with soft seafoam ink. And I'm going to have to ink it up a couple times. And now I am really applying pressure here because that is light color and my ink pad is a little bit low. And I didn't want to ink it up. So now I'm going to show you, skip intro. That is what we did. All you do is turn the stamp over and flip it like that. And I have no idea why I'm doing that there. Yeah, I do. Because I want to show you how easy it is. But when you have your photopolymer stamps or any stamp towards the right of that door where you open and close it, the ink is sometimes hard to get a good impression. So that's why I do that. And there we go. Reversible stamps. And that is how easy it is. But we'll get back to that in a minute. Right now, I'm taking Parcels and Petals, and I'm using that sentiment for a Valentine's Day sentiment. And this is where I struggle trying to work with a bundle and shop my stash to see what you can really do with everything you have. So yeah, feedback on that I would definitely appreciate. I'm inking that up with Versamark onto Early Espresso cardstock. I used my embossing buddy to get rid of the static electricity. We're going to heat emboss that using white powder, and I'm taking out the excess now, pulling in my angled paintbrush just to get off any white flecks that are left over. Let your heat tool heat up on setting 2, for a good minute or so. Keep it moving while you're heat embossing. Quick blast on the back side, and then you're good. When that is dry, pull in a Swiffer cloth, and that will go ahead and take off the excess powder, from the embossing buddy that was left on there. I am going to trim down this sentiment now, and it ends up being to 4 1/4 by 3/4 of an inch. And I will have the measurements, everything over at cindybdesigns.com. So I'm going through this die cutting thing right now because I didn't plan too well. But in the die cuts, you will get, with the coffee cups, one for each orientation that the cup is going to go through. So now I remember, okay, I got more die cutting to do, don't want to be spending all day doing it, and I'm just going to utilize my time. Started to send it through, cut out of my peripheral that, okay, my cup's not going to work out, readjusted, sent it through, and there we go. So I'm going to finish die cutting now. I'm pulling in our Scripty crumb cake from the Neutrals DSP 6x6 stack. That is the largest circles in the stitch shapes. Petal pink for that little heart shape. And I know I have to cut the end of the circle off anyway, so that's why I just kind of cheated a little bit there. And I'm going to be pulling our die cuts out. The next panel is Mint Macaron in the High Tide embossing folder. That is our new embossing cutting pad. Love it. That's all you need is the bottom, the bottom base, the folder, and then that plate. No messing with the sandwich or anything. So now I'm going to lay out my card and my layout and start the construction of it. I'm kind of measuring to see how the width that I want of that High Tide panel, and I believe that is 1 inch as well. Again, check the blog post. There'll be a link below the subscription at cindybdesigns.com. That is a 5/8 inch circle punch that I punched out from the same embossed panel from Mint Macaron. I taped that with painter's tape just to kind of give me a third hand, and I'm going to be taking some Tombow mono glue and started hearing that all together. It's going to, I'm cutting the overhang off right now. It's going to look like I'm putting a lot on. I'm really not, and I know I've said this before. And I'm going to line that up. And I hate doing voiceovers because I'm listening to myself talk and I have the worst upstate New York accent in the world. And I haven't lived there since 2006, and I'm a California girl. So yeah, I have issues with that, and I know that sounds crazy, but so making sure I'm opening up the card the right way. Putting down the sentiment panel with snail, and it's like, okay, I got to take this over to the guillotine and take out some edges here. It's still 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. Put some Stampin' dimensionals on the back. Now, if I could do this all over again, I wish that I would have moved the sentiment over more towards the left to tighten up that edge there, so the U's not so kind of crammed. So I put down a little circle, and I'm laying down one of the petal pink cards, and I'm going to, strategically, randomly, perfectly arrange the rest of them. And this is just a clean and simple card, but I wanted to show you this part of the cup of cheer because our stamp sets can be used for anything and everything, and I feel like I rush through things so often, and I don't like that. Bottom corners, I'm rounding just to kind of thumb it up a little bit, soften it up. And that is our card. The color combinations that you can use are endless. The stamp sets for this layout that you can use, the DSP, everything. It's just endless. And that's why I try to do with my sketches to, share with you. So thank you for joining me today. Please hit like and subscribe. Leave a comment if there's anything you want to see me explain or show you in the future. God bless. Have a fantastic weekend, and thank you for your time.